Well, hello everyone. Here, talking about for super busy right here, and a lot of times it sure seems that way. That when we do talk about having conversations with our parents, or it could be anybody that you're gonna be talking to, right? That the first thing that you're gonna hear a lot of times is that yeah, I've been super busy, taking care of this or something like that, or yeah, I've been super. I'm like, yeah, I've been busy with this, or I've been busy with that, or something like that, or anything else that you were, trying to, talk about, right? And so that's why it seems like that almost every time you have conversations about anything, really, that it seems like that to where, yeah, it's all about getting something going for sure. Like people might say that whenever you do first start a conversation with anybody, that it seems like a lot of times is that yeah, that it starts by an unknown question. You go ahead and start a conversation about something, maybe talk about rules and responsibilities and anything about the what you're thinking about or something like that. But still, it's like whenever you do think about that, then you always want to know too that what if this person did ask me this question right here? And so it's like, yeah, so like everybody might even say that most of the time that you come up to those situations mainly because of the fact that there's a situation to where that somebody doesn't want to talk about something, or you had to be yeah, you want to feel a little bit more comfortable with talking about the situation, right? So but I have right here of talking about right here of talking about for super busy right here. So if you were to write down like on a sticky note right here, like if you were to write this down right here, talk about for super busy right here. And everybody might say that is to where you use these words, you use this almost every day, right? If you got a lot going on, you use this about almost every day right here. But on your hand too, that really that does everybody really understand what is it that you're doing right here? So like let's just say if you wrote on a sticky note right here saying yeah, dear mom and dad right here or something like that. But really that if you were to start out the sticky note right here, or anything else that you're going to be working with that's going to have what you call these big letterings right here, talk about for super busy right here, and you got these three lines right here, equals super great right here. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else has seen something like this, but it sure seems that way. It's all about making it shorter, right? So it's like whenever you do think about that, then 102 that you go ahead and write a note to mom and dad or anybody else that you're talking to, and you go and write a letter to them telling them that you went to a ball game, right? And the first thing that you might say is that yeah, I am super busy, but I left you a note or something like that, and you say it's like equals super great right here. So in case of anybody that may want to know too, that yeah, do you usually see that, especially during the weekends, that during the weekends or maybe like on a Friday night, that if you know a friend of yours or somebody that I don't really have much time really to talk, or just to let you know that I went to the game or something like that, and so you wrote a letter to somebody, but like everybody might say that the first thing that you start out with is that you are super busy right here, and everybody might say that you use that word busy in source of way to where if you're going to be busy with something, and you want to know too that the number of times that you have conversations even with your parents though, and everybody might say that it pretty much means is to where that there's really no time to talk. There is no time to think. All you really want to do all the time is just thinking about having fun. Having fun and going, enjoying your time, right? So it seems like the only thing that's really on your mind right now is having fun, all the time. You'll be doing something impressive. So in case if we're 102, that what source of responsibility does that really show any parents for sure that you're 102? You're really for real that every time you think about that, and you're warned to where that whenever you do say super busy with something, that don't you think that maybe somebody would like to say is to where that yeah, could you go ahead and show me what you're doing? show me what you're working with, and in case if anybody's want to know too, if there's any sorts of vocabulary words that go along with this when we talk about for super busy right here. But I'll go and show you here that this right here that you have right here for super busy along with these three lines equals super great right here. So I do want to know too if there's like anything such as like any sorts of abbreviation or anything like that about this to where that if you were to if it was a logo design or any sorts of abbreviation or anything like that, but like everybody might say that how often are you really going to see that to where when it talks about super busy and you got right here the three lines right here equals super great. So right here in the middle remains to be unknown, right? That remains to be I don't know really what's going on right here, but then you see right here I'll talk about for super great right here. So it sure seems that way that each time you do, I'm like, yeah, to me I look at that more, maybe a little bit more like a cooking recipe, like if you're, yeah, a cooking recipe to where that this was your reaction to, or what do you think that how this tastes like or something like that, equals right here. So every time you do think about that, then you want to know too that really what do these three lines really represent, and everybody might say that. Yeah, those three lines right there, the way it's kind of put together right here, is really supposed to be maybe just a little bit like, it's a conversation that hasn't happened yet, or like everybody might say that, yeah, you just go ahead and put on a response tab, such as super busy. It's like, that's like a keyboard shortcut or something like that, but still, do you think that any parents or anybody is going to really understand that for sure, and that's why it seems like that, if you do want to write a letter to somebody, explain to them that you're at the game or you actually won tickets to go to a concert or somewhere like that. And you want to know too that, yeah, you go ahead and start out the sentence with saying that I am super busy, but yeah, can you say something like I am having super fun or something like that, or everything's going super great. And so that's why every time you think about a letter, though, and you want to know too that if there's a way you can kind of tell a little bit about what's going on right here, and so that's why it seems like that to where answer a few basic questions, and so really that you really have to be there, I guess, just to really understand what was going on. But it sure seems that way that every time you do think about super busy, that you might be thinking about is that okay, yeah, that. Whenever you do think about super busy, that yeah, parents, the listeners, they don't really have time to listen to you or anything that you're trying to talk to them about and all that. So, do you think that, like everybody might say, that do you think that maybe it will be important to be able to recognize these moments in time to where if somebody is trying to tell you something important, to be able to recognize the situation for what's going on? And one way that you can do that, of course, is just by, like everybody might say that if you want to try to recognize a moment to where that, what's the first impression? And I look at that more maybe just a little bit like, yeah, draw a picture, and so that way somebody can recognize it, but still, that you come up to these moments as to where you talk to your parents about something, and a lot of times it's like they're always saying stuff like, well, I'm busy, I don't have time to listen to that, or I'll look at that later, or I'll do this later, or something like that. And that's why it seems like that when we do speak about responsibilities, is one of those responsibilities to say that your response is going to be I've been busy or something like that. And you always want to know too that whenever you do think about the word busy. That is it supposed to be another way of response of a talk about for because, or like everybody else might say, it's just another reason or excuse to where that they don't really have time to talk about it right now at the moment or something like that. But still, I really think in a lot of ways that the person that you're talking to, for sure, they mainly want to focus on the fun all the time and impressive, impression. The way I think about it too, though, that whenever you do think about super busy, by the way, that are you necessarily thinking about is to where that really, what is that really supposed to tell anybody whenever you do say stuff like that? And so if you were to put super busy right here along with these three lines right here, and those three lines, by the way, I usually see them. Usually there's a capital letter right here. If there's an uppercase letter right here, or like maybe an exclamation point or something like that. But like everybody might say, if you're going to maybe be using something like this, maybe to be able to write a sentence about a little bit about what's going on with, yeah, I am super busy, but at this right here, the way how it's put together right here, that right there is supposed to give anybody a clue about what's going on with what you're trying to say, and maybe a little bit about, yeah, that, yeah, the person that wrote the letter didn't tell you the details. They didn't tell you all the details, or yeah, that I'm like, yeah, they decided to go ahead and lie on the letter or something like that, or for any reason at all that they didn't tell you what was really going on, or that they just want to make it quick or something like that. And everybody might say that most conversations, by the way, and I'll even tell everybody that it seems like that we have this habit almost all the time. We come up to this habit almost all the time. What's the best and quick way of how to give a clear response whenever it comes to writing a letter to somebody, maybe a friend or a colleague, and you're one or two that if you want to make the conversation quick, a lot of times that everybody might say that quick, I am super busy, but I'll go ahead and take a minute to go ahead and write you a letter or something like that. And so really, if you're going to be super busy with something for sure, they'll probably tell you that if anything, you can go ahead and download the mobile app. You can go ahead and yeah, if you're going to be so busy with what you're working with for sure, then you can go ahead and check into where that you can go ahead and use a software program, or maybe anything to kind of keep you on top of those tasks, to where you can tell somebody what's really going on. And so really, that you always want to know too that if somebody is so busy all the time to where that why don't they use something like a sticky note that says something kind of like this right here, to where I am super busy, but you can go ahead and put like maybe like in a few one or two sentences like right here, to where it I am at the game right now, but I decide I want to make this real quick or something like that. So it's like, yeah. So every time you do think about that, then you always want to know too that anybody who's listening to this, or anybody who's able to read what this says or something like that. So yeah, that's something to think about. You use it almost every day, but you don't take the time to explain what's really going on. All you really want to say on that letter is, I am having fun. I'd like to do this every day or something like that. I'd like to go hang out with my friends. I'd like to go to this party here. I am busy going to the concert or something like that. Super great. So it's like, so whenever you do think about that, then you always want to know too that, really that, you're going to be super busy all the time, to where that, why do you think anybody who's going to be asking the questions is maybe going to say is to where that, could you possibly word your letter to where it would look something like this, to where if you want to make it quick, you can go ahead and put a stamp right here on the right corner right here, and go ahead and put maybe one or two sentences right here, and then put right here for equals super great. So like something to where that maybe somebody would be able to recognize what you're doing right here. So it sure seems that way. If you had to have a stamp or something to where you would be able to recognize what's really going on with why this letter says this and all that, but still, we use it almost every day, right? We use it every day, but the first thing that you're going to say is super busy. And really, what does that really tell anybody whenever you're super busy, and maybe that, that's just another reason or excuse to why you don't want to do something, why you don't want to take care of it, why you don't want to go through the work, just to be able to do something, or, it's just another reason or excuse to why you don't want to do it. And that is why it seems like everybody might say that, any parents might say that, one way, that you used to teach your kids a lot of times is that, you teach them a lesson for sure, simple facts of the rules of responsibility, right? And you're aware know too that they're always going to be saying that they're busy all the time. You could busy also mean is toward, yeah, you're super busy, but at the same time that, busy could also mean is toward, yeah, you do, or if you don't want to do that. And you can really busy also mean lazy, or could busy also mean is toward, yeah, well, you'll have to get in line and wait for your name to be called or whichever it is, but still, it's like every time you do think about that, and you're willing to know too, that how come that this source of communication was not in at the third grade? And this is something I would like to know, even in the second grade. You got these three lines right here, but usually that meant is to where there's a correction that had to be made on a word of saying, but why can't you use it for like any sorts of lettering? Like if you're trying to write somebody a quick letter or a quick message, why can't you start like right here to where I am super busy, but you can go and write right here and I'll go and read it later on or something like that. But other than that, it equals super great. Things are going great, but anything that you want to add like a memo or something like that. And so that's why it seems like, yeah, that is why it seems like everybody might say that if you want to go ahead and make the message quick, or if you want to write a quick message or something like that, for sure, that, something that maybe somebody will be able to recognize, but the first thing that you are going to see right here is, yeah, super busy right here. But what do these lines really mean right here? And like everybody might say that you can go ahead and use it as another way of saying is toward it, yeah, a lot of it is unknown until you actually write something on there. And everybody might say that, yeah, you go ahead and write something on there, but still, what are the signs of weaknesses, strengths and weaknesses whenever it comes to super busy? And like everybody might say that, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that, but still, at the same time, whenever you read this letter up here, it's like, yeah, do you recognize anything going on here with I'm at the game right now and everything is going great, thanks for the tickets and all that, but still. But whenever you read right here, all you read right here is I am super busy. The person didn't take the time to write the letter explaining the details right there, so like all the other parents might even say that that would get you concerned also, but still, you use these use these skills and techniques every day, right? But like everybody might say, you don't take the time to explain the story. You don't explain what is really going on, and so that's why it seems like that. That don't you think that maybe a sticky note would really come in hand to where it would say something like super busy, and you can go include a memo right there. But still, anything that you learned from the third grade for sure would be like when to put a capital letter right here, or anything that equals a verb or something like that, or anything if the comma goes right here or something like that. But still, it's like you see super busy right here, but everybody might say that yeah, you're super busy having fun. You're hanging out with your friends, you're at the party, right? But really, that top up for super busy, that you just don't want to you just don't want to do that, and but still. So like a lot of parents might say that when we do talk about for super busy right here, that super busy, like you have right here is a sentence right here, and then with a few paragraphs, and then equals super great, and you put it on here for super great just because of the fact that yeah, it's great, but nobody knows the details right here in the center right here. So those lines right there would represent, yeah, it's a letter that hasn't been written yet, just because nobody took the time to write it. Yeah, nobody took the time to write it, but still, like right up here, yeah, somebody wrote to you earlier, but still. So I would like to know too that whenever we do talk about for super busy, that do you think that anybody would take the time to write a letter if they felt more comfortable with possibly who could be reading this and who could be looking at this? And they say that yeah, they feel more comfortable taking the extra minute or two to write the letter, just knowing as to that's how much they show that they care. They really care about taking the time to write to the person or something like that. And so yeah, so really that care to talk or something like that. You can also write that. And yeah, you care to talk. And so any doctor might even say too that yeah, that almost every time you think about that, and you're always one to know too that yeah, that maybe not everybody is really going to yeah, you talk to people, and most of the time that they're always saying that yeah, I'm busy, I don't have time to look at it right now, or yeah, I'm busy. What do you want? Or yeah, I'm busy, or something like that. Yeah, I'm busy. Well, doesn't busy apply to everybody? I'll even include right here. Yeah, does busy apply to everybody? Does busy apply to everyone? And if it did, like everybody say, if it didn't for sure, but we always want to know too that does busy apply to everyone? We all get busy, but still that everybody might say too that if you were to start a conversation for real, who's going to be the speaker and who's going to be the listener. So if you have maybe 3 or 4 people present right here, and you're always thinking to where that, yeah, these are the skills that we use about almost every day, right? But let's just say if you were to use this as like a conversation right here, you have right here, quick, can we talk? Can to talk? Yeah, can we talk right here? And yeah, can we talk or can to talk or something like that? Who knows? Who knows who can talk? Who knows who's really super busy? But still, every time you do think about that the first thing that you hear, that's the first thing that you hear most of the time is I am super busy, I can't talk, and all that. But still, does busy apply to everybody? But still, but on the other hand, that when we do talk about responsibilities and all that, and yeah, can I don't know turn mean to a what if, and what if the person does tell you that they are super busy, and what's your first impression about that? But anyway, but that's just the way I think about it. Is that does busy apply to everyone? And people might say that yeah, it does. Yes, but and that's usually what you hear, right? I'll explain later. Later could be a week from now. Later could also be maybe a month from now. But like everybody might say that, don't you think that maybe it would be wise to go ahead and start a conversation kind of like this, to where that, yeah, that, you go and include the 3 lines right here, maybe a symbol or maybe a logo, to where that person feels more comfortable talking about it, mainly because that they know, yeah, they feel more comfortable talking about it just because that they show how much they care, or like everybody else might say that to where yeah, that yeah, the conversation right here. And so everybody might say too that whenever you do get into these conversations, lots of times that you're 102 that the first thing that you do here is yeah, I am super busy, but I'll explain later. But how often are you really going to maybe say is toward, well, anything that you want to talk about, go ahead and just write down here any of your thoughts and comments right here on the line. And how many people, how many of us are going to want to do that? And maybe compare it to that, really, who could be reading it, and who could be reading it, and who really understands all what this means right here. But really, that I just really think in a lot of ways too. It's like, yeah, I am super busy. I think that applies to everybody. For real, right? I think that really applies to all of us, that we're super busy. But I think the answer that a lot of us will probably like to hear is to where who's really listening and anything that you want to talk about, right? And so really, that each time you do think about that, and you're 102, that don't you think that maybe something like a sticky note would help out a lot, to where a sticky note that you would include like a title right here, but then go ahead and put something right here, like on a memo. You have a memo right here of anything that you want to mention about, to where, yeah, not everybody's going to be able, not everybody's going to see that right away, but if anything, and I know, everybody might say that you don't say anything right away because maybe that you're really are too embarrassed really to talk about it, or you don't know what the impression is going to be. So that is why that everybody might say that, do you feel more comfortable as to where that you can go ahead and talk about that, to where that maybe somebody is able to understand what you're going through. I'm like, yeah, somebody's able to understand that better. And maybe that's another reason why that somebody who says, I am busy, but you can go ahead and include any of your comments and any of your ideas. You can go ahead and write right here on these lines right here, anything that comes to your mind, right? And then wait again, for a response, right? But anyway, but talk about for super busy, right? So really, what makes a person feel a little bit more comfortable talking about something? And that's why it seems like that whenever you do have these conversations with your parents, a lot of times, and you're always 102, that most of the time it's an I don't know, response. But what if the person did ask, and really can an I don't know, mean the same thing as a what if? But then what if the what if was is I am super busy? But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.